So now, when you're transferring your pattern to the fabric, remember that when we drafted the main basic sleeve, we've not added our sewing allowance, except if you had your seam allowance before you start drafting your two-piece sleeve. So now is when you are going to add it. Remember, we need joining, we need allowance. Remember, we need allowance to join these two together. Okay, so you will add it. 0.5 is okay. Then you are still going to add another allowance for the heels. Okay, remember it is a jacket sleeve is not going to be tight. It's just going to be fitted. Fine, it's going to be fitted, but it should not be tight. Do you understand? So you need to add your allowance. So here I'm just going to add 1 inch allowance to it, 0.5 for the joining and 0.5 for the heels. That is 1 inch altogether. Okay, so and this point, remember I said we should note all these important points. Okay, and also this upper part area. Okay, I place my fabric into 2, then I place my pattern on it. You secure it with a pin, then you draw out your seam allowance. Okay, so at the hem of the jacket, at the hem of the sleeve, you can also add your folding allowance. If you want to fold in the sleeve, just like we fold in the hem of our jackets, either with 1 inch or 0.5, whatever value you want, you add it. I'm going to do the same thing for this lower part. Okay, and do not forget to indicate the back and the front. So this is left to you. If you have a fabric marker, you can simply make use of it, and if you do not have, you can use your chalk, or maybe you just notch that point. You can just notch the back area inside the sewing allowance. Just give it a small notch so that you know that this is the back and this is the front. So I'm just going to write it here, my back side, and this is the front. You cut out your lining the same way you cut out this fabric, exactly like this. Then you indicate the front and back on the lining as well. To transfer the pattern to the fabric now, for the back body, I'll start with the back bodies and I'm pressing my fabric on fold of 2. Okay, so after placing your pattern on the fabric, you're going to mark your sewing allowance or your seam allowance. Then you're going to mark your joining allowance of 0.5 inches round, like I'm doing. Okay, you're going to mark it on the neckline and the shoulder, then at the center back. Remember, we are going to, because we will need to join our center back, so definitely we need to add our joining allowance at the center back. So you're going to mark your allowance all round, either 0.5 or 0.75, any allowance you work with, you're going to mark it. And at the hem of the jacket, if you want to fold in the hem of the jacket, you can add 1 inch, just like I have here. I have 1 inch at the hem of the jacket here, so you can, it is not a must, but I just want to use my lining to fold in my fabric a little bit, because I don't want the lining to start immediately on the hemline. For the front bodies, you're going to place it on your fabric like you did for the back. Place the fabric on fold or place 2 layers of fabric together. Then you pin it down to secure it in place, and you start marking your joining allowance from this collar area, on the shoulder and the center front as well. So you're going to add to this area, except for this side front, because we already had our sewing allowance of 1.5 inches. So there is no need for any other allowance there. When you want to cut the lining, it's just going to be straight down. It's going to be the length of the jacket down to this collar area. So by the time we are done joining, then we can now trim off the excess. This is just to be on the safe side, okay? Because I believe most of us are doing this for the first time, okay? So we need to take measures or precautions, okay? So just cut your lining straight down. You can even leave the armhole like this, because the method we are going to use in joining or turning this particular jacket is different from the one we use for the shawl collar jacket. So that is why we can just cut our lining up to this length, and by the time we are done, we'll trim off the armhole and the shoulder area.